No,
Yeah.
Dan, I wanted to ask you. I mean, there's been a lot of reaction to the news that Mike Bobo was going to be the new offensive coordinator, both positive and negative, depending on who you ask. I'm just curious, first off, how you received the news when you first heard of it. What was your feeling when you first heard that Mike Bobo is going to be taking over the Georgia offense again?
I think it was LFG exclamation mark 10 times and boom. It was quite the excitement. I was excited. I tell you what, getting a coach there, man, with Coach Bobo, not only playing when he was an assistant and his intensity and all that, but his intensity as a coordinator. And, I always said he almost has this O-line type intensity, which I think comes from his dad, because his dad was a O-line coach. He always got this special love for the O-line. You can tell that by Coach Bobo. And, him and Coach Searles work together, which is just, that is just, sugar in the tea. Being back together like they were. And let's see, Searles was there, 07?
Yeah, right.
07 to like 10 or something like that, like 3 years. But I think they're going to do good together, man. They and I tell you, just watching from the couch and watching from my seat this past year, you can see a little bit of Bobo in there. You can see a little Bobo in that offense.
What do you mean by that? When you see Bobo, when you say I see Bobo in that offense, what are you seeing? What are you looking at that makes you?
Well, and I think it comes a lot from Monkey, because if you kind of know historically where Coach Bobo, he got a lot of stuff from Coach Gruden going down and meeting Young when he got the coordinating position when Coach Rick gave it to him, and a lot of learning the pro style and what they were doing with run checks and formations and how you formation people to what you want, and don't run bad plays. Coach Bobo always said, don't run bad plays. And he takes pride in that, putting the players in the position to make really good plays. And, when I was there, we were stricken with some ACLs and we were putting up 500 and something yards with receivers, not at the caliber that they are now. Let's just say that.
Right,
they were good receivers and good kids and loved Georgia and played hard. But I'm eager to see what he does with the talent that we have now.
And another thing that I think I heard from a lot of people, and I don't feel this way, but I did hear this, and I'm curious, as somebody who was coached under and then also had a chance to work alongside him in the coaching ranks, a lot of people seem concerned that Mike Bobo is inflexible and that Mike Bobo is going to do what Mike Bobo did at Georgia, 10, 12 years ago. I'm just curious as to, how you would respond to those thoughts. I mean, is Mike Bobo?
I would respond to that because being a coach myself, Coach Bobo has been a head coach. He's been a coordinator at other places. He's grown, and that's what you do as a coach. And if you're a coach that never wants to learn, you're not going to be a very successful coach. I think Kirby is a great example of that. He said he's always eager to learn. He's always eager to cut on film somewhere and talk to somebody that knows something. And if you're talking to somebody that don't know anything, then why are you talking to them? And I think Coach Bobo has had an opportunity to grow. He's been around different people, been around different systems. I would think the complete opposite, because he's such a coach's son. He's a sponge. He soaks up everything he can learn about X's and O's. And not only that, but I tell you this, Coach Bobo is the coach that he's going to get the most out of you. There's no doubt. He's going to push you, and I think that's the culture that's built at UGA right now. Push the players to where they can be their best, and let's put them in the best position to win.
I'm just curious, man, what's it like to see you guys set the groundwork for a lot of what's happened, but to see where it is now, man, I mean, what's that feel like for you to see where Georgia's
you
come?
could not be happier. Like it's just such a relief. You sit back and we're finally at the top, man. And I'm not the biggest crap talker. I really not. I just always take it with a grin and smile. And now we win a lot and a lot of smiles. And, I always sport my Georgia stuff, and big advocate of Kirby, man. He's done such a great job, and he makes us proud. I'll never forget, he was the running back coach in 2005. And and I'll never forget, man, I used to laugh and pick because how tough he was on the running backs. And they weren't kind of used to that, And I got to kick back and laugh a little bit because, I had Coach Callaway the Possum. He never let up. And Kirby was on the running backs pretty hard. And that was kind of fun to watch.
So speaking of that running back room, Thomas Brown, OC in the NFL now.
I know, man.
Yeah.
And couldn't be happier. I tell you, I love to see these guys moving up. And, Nick Jones is doing some big things in the coaching world. Joe Cox is doing some big things at Alabama. He's doing good. And love to see them guys, them coaches, man. It's a tough profession, and it's good to see them succeed.
Well, if it's any consolation, it sounds like all of y'all going to be back coaching at Georgia at any point. It's just one big vacuum cleaner to bring them all back right now. So.
Man, I tell you, that's what I tell all these boys. I'm waiting on them to get a job and get me a job. Stay humble and call them and make them laugh every once in a while, man. Maybe they give me a job.